Hello, hello, boxing fans, and welcome to another edition of Fantasy Bout Hour, the channel dedicated to bringing you fantasy matchups on a regular basis. If there's a particular matchup that you want me to cover, please leave it in the comments section, and I promise to honor your request. Don't forget to subscribe and to hit the bell notification. A little over a year ago, I made a video giving my thoughts on a third fight between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, and the link to that video is in the description, but I would also like to revisit the subject. The fight is on Saturday, October 9th, and I must say that this fight is very significant because it will answer a lot of questions about Wilder and his ability to bounce back. And we'll also see if Fury truly has Wilder's number and if he can repeat the success of the last fight. We know that Fury destroyed Wilder in the last fight. There's no getting around that, and he deserves full credit for a brilliant performance. But the question is, can Wilder make the necessary adjustments for a revenge victory? Is Fury disciplined enough to stick to the same game plan, or will Wilder be able to connect with his signature devastating right hand for a fight-changing victory? Again, a lot of questions will be answered in this third fight, and whichever questions are answered, I can't wait for them to be answered. But I must say that I don't see this fight being like the last one. I really don't. And I truly don't think that Wilder would have taken this fight if he didn't think he had a chance. In my opinion, there are easier fights that Wilder could have taken, but he jumped right back into the lion's den, which is to his credit. I don't see Fury pushing Wilder back and bullying him as he was able to the last time. I see Wilder coming out sharper and more alert, with the timing back on his jab and right hand. I see his punches being more crisp, and I also see him countering more effectively. I have a feeling that Fury is going to come in overconfident as a result of the last fight, which in my opinion is a big mistake against a devastating puncher like Wilder. Fury definitely has some advantages going into this fight, but for all those advantages, you know as well as I know that all it takes is one punch from Wilder. One and done. Now, to Fury's credit, he was able to push Wilder back, disrupt his rhythm, make him uncomfortable, and impose his size on Wilder to tire him out. I mean, that was a genius move, I must say. But if Wilder can utilize his athleticism, which is one of his best attributes, and utilize good footwork, I think he'll be able to keep Fury at bay while setting him up for the big power shot. Also, Wilder has to get Fury's respect early. Hit him with something substantial and make Fury second guess rushing in on him. In other words, Wilder just has to be Wilder. I don't think Wilder was himself in the last fight, and that was definitely because of Fury. I think he allowed Fury to get inside his head, and Wilder didn't come into the fight with the same confidence that I'm used to seeing from him. So kudos to Fury for getting inside of Wilder's headspace. But Wilder knows that Fury got the best of him in the last fight, and he can't live with this, which is why he's going to come into this third fight with something to prove. From what I see, Wilder has been training very hard and is looking very sharp, in my opinion. Now, I haven't seen much press from Fury, but hey, looks can be deceiving. At the end of the day, we truly don't know what's going to happen until after the bell rings. I'll give you that. But right now, it just seems like the momentum is going towards Wilder or in his favor. Because for one, I feel that Wilder wanted the third fight. He wanted the third fight more than Fury did. And if Fury really had his way, he'd be fighting Joshua instead of Wilder, which is understandable. So it raises the question, is Fury's heart really into this fight, and does he have the motivation for a repeat performance? It also raises the question if Wilder can use the last fight for motivation, or will he be discouraged from the last fight. But I definitely think that Wilder can bounce back because in the past, I've seen fighters bounce back from worse losses. But the problem today is one loss will get you canceled, which is ridiculous because the greatest fighters in the history of boxing have had multiple losses on their records. But that's for another video. The point is, Wilder with the right motivation, the right game plan, and the right training can mount a successful comeback. I believe he can. Now let's revisit the first fight for a second. Fury was getting the better of Wilder for most of the fight. I'll give you that. And most fans felt Fury had won the fight. And I get where they're coming from. I really do. But I will say that 2 knockdowns does count for something, and it has a way of putting a dent in the scorecards. Also, those knockdowns were significant because it shows that Wilder can catch Fury, and he almost knocked him out, to tell you the truth. I bring this up because I feel that most fans seem to want to erase those knockdowns from their memories. But just know that it can happen again, and it probably will happen again. Ladies and gentlemen, the stakes are extremely high for both fighters, which is why I can't wait until this fight takes place. I think that Fury has improved under his new trainer, Sugar Hill, and we have yet to see if Wilder will flourish under the tutelage of his new trainer, Malik Scott, whom Wilder stopped in their meeting, which is kind of strange. I mean, I can't lie. But I'm glad that he switched trainers. I mean, it really was needed. But I truly don't expect this fight to resemble the last fight at all. And I don't think that Wilder will take this opportunity for revenge for granted at all. As I said before, I think he's going to be focused, poised, and about business on Saturday, October the 19th. I think Fury will be expecting to pull off the same one-sided massacre as last time, but I truly feel that he won't be in there with the same fighter that he was in there with the last time. I do want to see more fighters bounce back from losses to disprove this ridiculous notion in modern boxing that you must be undefeated to be great. Frankly, this mentality is a slap in the face to the sport of boxing and to the many legends who gave their all to make the sport great. But once again, this is for another video, and believe me when I tell you, that video is coming. But I think this is a great time for boxing with this trilogy in the making. Coming up along with Pacquiao versus Spence on Saturday, August the 19th. Check out my prediction for that fight, which is also in the link in the description. But the uncertainty of this third fight is what adds to the suspense and to the excitement of it. And all I'm doing is speculating at the end of the day. I get that. But one thing is for certain. Both fighters better bring their A games and don't leave one stone unturned. If either one of them are in doubt about something they've missed in training, work on it now. And if either one of them is sick or injured, please pull out of the fight because I don't want to hear any more excuses. I mean, at the end of the day, either you win or either you lose. I truly think that Wilder is going to get Fury out of there early on. I can just feel it. I don't know what it is. Now, if I'm proven wrong on Saturday, October the 19th, then you can tell me I told you so, and I will gladly eat my words. But you've heard before that the last thing to go on a fighter is their power, and Wilder would definitely be looking to make this an early night. And to be quite honest with you, it's in his best interest to do so. It's in his best interest to get Fury out of there early. You don't want him sticking around in the later rounds because I feel like that's when he gains the most momentum. But either way, that one punch is there for Wilder. He just can't let Fury bully him throughout the fight. So, in conclusion, I have Wilder by knockout inside of 5. Those are my final thoughts. Please let me know what you think, and I will see you on the next video.